Alright, I told you guys long ago that we need to make sure that we remember everything, or not remember, that we know how to do a lot of things, because in calculus, things come back. So we did limits a long time ago, but they're back, because the next lesson that we're going to do has to deal with limits. So let's look at number 1. What do I have to do for this one? The limit as x approaches 0 of 3x minus 7.
Substitute x for 0.
Substitute x for 0. When you substitute x for 0, what do you get?
3 times 0.
Uh-huh.
Minus 7.
Which gives you?
Negative 7.
Very good. 3 times 0 minus 7, which gives you negative 7. Questions? Is this coming back? Yeah. Okay. All right. Number 2. What do I do then? Joaquin literally just said it. Substitute x for 1. So we're going to have 1 squared minus 9 times 1 plus 10, which gives me what, Brian?
2.
Very good. Questions? We should be writing this down because I saw 90% of you not doing this. Mr. Vella, can you make sure people are writing this down? And if it's not written down, just log them, because they're going to need this. And if they're not asking questions or writing it down, they're not going to know what to do. Number 3, what do I do with x? Substitute in 6. Very good. So, Andres, that was you, right? What do I get then?
6.
Uh-huh.
Minus 9. Parentheses 6.
Okay.
Plus 7.
Okay.
And then you join across. And 2. Parentheses 6. Plus 1.
Okay. What's that final answer?
Negative 11, 13.
Negative what?
11 out of 13.
Okay, very good. Questions? Everybody have that? Can I go down? I still see people writing. I'll give you a minute. Okay. I'm going to zoom out and go up so we can see. All right, number 4. When you put this in your calculator, you got error, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we notice about the numerator and denominator? They're the same, so what should I do?
Cross it out.
Very good. So when I cross it out, I have the limit as x approaches 3 of x plus 2. So now what can I do? 3 plus 2 over 1, which gives me?
5.
Very good. Questions? All right, for sake of time, I'm just going to factor this out. You should get x plus 4 over x plus 4. What should I do then with my x plus 4s?
Cross down.
And then?
Plug in the x with negative 4.
Very good. And what's that give me?
0.
Very good. Questions? All right, for sake of time, I will also factor out this one. X plus 6, x minus 3, good morning, over x plus 9, x minus 3. What do we notice about the numerator and denominator? Cancel what out?
X minus 3.
Very good. And when I cancel that out, what do I do next? So we have 3 plus 6 over 3 plus 9, which means 9 over 12, which is 3/4. All right, seniors, when you're done copying that down, take out your notebooks. We do not have a copy or a printout today. Everything will be in your notebooks. Everything will be in your notebooks today. Everything will be in your notebooks. Who was first? Okay, after Steven. Always in the do now bin. Everybody got this down? All right. Okay, let's start with our first lesson after break. All right, today is the 4th, and we're going to talk about something called the difference quotient. The difference quotient. Ms. Ravello, the guided notes are on the desk. Okay. So we've got some new and old vocabulary. Average rate of change. We talked about this. Average rate of change. We did this over the last couple weeks and before break. Remember, the average rate of change is the rate of change or the slope. Please let me know if I'm going too fast, okay? Or the unit rate. Over an interval. Right? We did this in the last couple weeks. We did the intervals. We did it with word problems and without word problems. What did I do? Did I spell it right? Yeah. Okay. However, in calculus, we don't want to talk about the average rate of change. We want to talk about the rate of change at a particular instant, because we care about what happens at one particular thing. That is called the instantaneous rate of change. Instantaneous rate of change. The instantaneous rate of change is different from the average rate of change because this is over a particular interval. For instantaneous rate of change, that is the rate of change or slope, etc. At just one particular value. Over one particular value. And just like we saw with the average rate of change, I'm going to abbreviate this, instantaneous rate of change. The instantaneous rate of change may not be the same for each value. Not to be the same As a matter of fact, it probably won't be the same. The only way it's going to be the same is for certain functions, but we usually don't work with just those functions. In order to find slope, how many points do we need? How many points do we need in order to find slope? Am I going too fast? I see people still writing. What's the slope formula?
Y equals mx plus b.
That is the equation of a line. But how do I find m? We've been doing this, we did it Monday and Tuesday. Today's Wednesday, right? We did it before break. Okay, how about this? When you were working on those word problems yesterday, how did you find the unit rate? When you were working on the word problems yesterday and Monday, how did you find the unit rate? Stop talking across.
Y squared minus y.
Close. Not y squared. Y1 is correct.
Y1 minus y2 and x2 minus
X2. How many points is that? 2. But in instantaneous rate of change, we only have 1 point. We only have 1 point. So there's no way for us to find the slope given 1 point. Because of that, in calculus, we have something called the difference quotient. The difference quotient, calculates the slope for instantaneous rate of change. The difference quotient calculates the slope for instantaneous rate of change. We have a formula, and no, you don't have to memorize this formula. We'll have it on the board. We'll have it, you can use your notes. We'll put it on your notes, or on your exam, or assessment. Just have to remember it. The formula is as follows. The limit as x approaches, h. Can you see this color? As h approaches 0. So this is why we had you practice the limits in the do now. Of x plus h minus f of x over h. For those of you who have the guided notes, this is a little different than the guided notes. So make sure you're writing this down also. So this is the formula. No, you don't have to memorize it. But Miss Santana, how do I use this? This is going to give me the equation. Excuse me. Thanks. This is going to give me the equation in order to find the instantaneous rate of change. But right now, for this standard, we're only going to use the difference quotient. We're not going to substitute in values in order to find it. So right now, we're just going to be working with the difference quotient. Today, we're going to be working with level 1 and 2. I'm going to give you examples for level 1 and 2. Tomorrow you'll be practicing level 1 and 2, and then just have a quick exit ticket at the end. Okay? 2 questions. Okay, so how do you use this formula? So I'm going to give you steps. Okay, so let me. Zivert has this down because I need to change pages. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, to find the difference quotient, can I abbreviate? Do you guys mind? Yes, you mind? To find the difference quotient, there's going to be steps. I know these steps may not make sense right now, but once we do the problems, you'll understand it, hopefully. So your first step is to find f of x plus h. What does that mean, Miss Santana? What that means is you're going to substitute in x plus h for every x. Every x. If you have 1x, you substitute it in once, twice, 2x's, twice, 3x's, 3 times. If you have an x in the numerator and denominator, substitute it in the numerator and denominator. Two, you're going to find the value, or we'll say expression, of f of x plus h minus f of x. So you already have f of x plus h from step 1. Now you just need to subtract the original equation. You will need to change the signs, because this minus sign says that we are multiplying by -1 for all of this. If there are 3 terms, you need to change the sign for all of the terms. Everybody has that first step, right? Okay. Andres? Step 3, you're going to need to find f of x plus h minus f of x over h. You already did this in step 2. So you already did this in step 2. So you have this already, this function, this expression in step 2. So we're just going step by step to make it easier for you. This, what you're going to have to do with h is to cancel out any h's. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Because you don't want anything extra. Oh, where's that? Oh. Thank you. And then step 4 is you're going to find the limit. This should be the most simplified version. Can you see? Am I off screen? In step 3. So this should be simplified as much as possible before you move on to find the limit. Oops, that's not x approaches 0. That's h approaches 0, sorry. Then you want to sub in 0 for any remaining h's. Remaining h. And that is your final answer. When you're done with this, we're going to do examples in our notebook. I wanted to do it on a piece of paper, but I didn't want to have too much paper, and these are long problems. So I didn't want to give you a stapled example sheet. See? Okay. Are we ready? Yes? Okay. So let's look at example 1, which you don't have yet. These are level 1. These are going to be level 1 problems. So I want us to find the equation. On the guided notes, it says find the slope of the tangent line. It should say find the equation for instantaneous rate of change. Sorry about that. So we need to find, here, let me write the instructions. Find the equation for instantaneous rate of change. Sorry about that. I'll zoom in for you guys. Okay. All right. So let's take it step by step. We're going to use our steps, and I know that some of you wrote it on the other side. So step 1, we have to do what? What does it say we have to do for step 1? What do we have to do for step 1? What's it say? We should all have it down in our notes. We're gonna, not x. X plus h for what? For every x. So how many x's do I have here? 1. So it's going to be 4 times the quantity x plus h. So I'm subbing in x plus h. Questions? Here, before you move on, you want to simplify as much as possible. Okay? Simplify as much as possible. Don't move on to the next step until you've simplified. So how do I simplify this? What do I need to do to simplify it? It's algebra. I have to do something to the 4. Starts with D. Well, we need to wake up, seniors. Tick tock, tick tock. What do I need to do to this 4?
You drag it down? You drag it down?
Nope, don't drag it down. What is this 4 doing to the x plus h? What operation? Multiplying. So what do I need to do to the 4? Whoa. For real, guys? We need to distribute. So I need to distribute the 4 to the x and the 4 to the h. So I get 4x plus h minus 2. Can you see that color? Anthony, sit up. So can I combine any like terms here? No, I have no like terms. So I'm going to move on to step 2. Step 2 says find f of x plus h minus f of x. So let me write that down. F of x plus h minus f of x. Okay. This right here is f of x plus h. That is f of x plus h, which means I can take this thing and substitute it into here. What is f of x?
-2.
Nope, not just -2. That trick question literally tells you f of x is equal to thank you, 4x minus 2. But because this is minus, or because this is a negative sign, we need to put this in parentheses, okay? So remember I said we're going to need to change the signs. So I'm going to bring down 4x plus h minus 2, but I'm going to change the signs of what's inside. Because remember, it's just like distributing a negative sign. So this becomes a negative 4x, and this becomes a positive 2. I'm going to stop there and see if you have any questions so far. All right. Now I need to simplify this before I move on. Can somebody tell me what I did wrong up here? I just realized that. What did I do? I did something wrong.
4h.
Thank you. This should be 4h. I'm sorry. 4h. 4h. Thanks. Okay. What can I simplify here? Can I cancel anything out? The 4x? Anything else? Is there anything else I can cancel out? The 2, I heard somebody whisper, which means that all I'm left with is 4h. Questions? Questions? Seniors, I'm not going to lie, this is probably one of the hardest things that we're going to do the rest of the year, okay? So you need to make sure that you're asking questions and understanding what I'm doing. Okay, so now this is going to be your f of x plus h minus f of x. This is this part of your equation. You've simplified it as much as possible. All right, step 3 says to find f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So we found this part. We found this part already, so it's going to be 4h over h. What did step 3 tell me to do? What does step 3 tell me to do? Cancel out any h's. So do I have h's to cancel out?
Yes.
Yes, very good. So now this whole thing is equal to 4. which means that this is f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So we have simplified this whole equation before we've gone to the limit. And that's what you need to do before you get to the limit. You need to simplify as much as possible before you get to the limit. Questions? Yeah, I'll zoom out. Is that good? Okay. All right, and the last step tells me to find the limit as h approaches 0 of 4. When we have a limit, what do we do with this number? What do we do to the x's and the number? We plugged in. Do I have any h's to substitute in? Do I have any h's to substitute in? No, for here. Do I have any h's? No. Going back to our limit rules, the rule for constants is just that limit. So this is your final answer. This is your final answer. Questions? Questions? Are we sure? Okay. I'm going to do level 2 examples. I might go a little faster, but tomorrow you'll have practice time on levels 1 and 2. We're probably going to do the half sheets again. We're going to probably give you, do the thing where you have individual and then group, just to make sure that we have understanding. Andres, do you need this? Does everybody have this? Andres, you done? Okay. All right, let's do example 2, but we're moving on to level 2. For those of you who have the guided notes, change the next example to be level 2. We're not doing the you-dos. Okay, so we need to find the equation. Hi. Is that why you went to the bathroom with the early dismissal? Find the equation for the instantaneous rate of change. All right, so the function is, we have f of x is equal to x plus 2, x plus 1. Before we do anything, we want to simplify as much as possible. We need to simplify as much as possible. What should we do then to these two binomials? What should we do to these two binomials? Starts with an F. 4D.
Factor?
No, not factor. Good guess. We're going to FOIL or distribute. Ooh, Miss Ravello. Is it just because it's cold and you're tired? We should know how to FOIL. If you don't know how to FOIL, please come see us in office hours. So we have x squared plus x plus 2x plus 2. So we need to FOIL before we do anything. Then combine like terms, and we have x squared plus 3x plus 2. So this is our f of x. Questions? Okay, let's move on then with our difference quotient. First step tells me to do what? What does the first step tell me to do? Thank you, Joaquin, for looking back in your notes. Can we not find it? Yeah.
Find the difference quotient.
Yeah.
Does it find the value
Of what?
of f plus h?
F of x plus h. So what do I need to do to f of x plus h? What do I do with x plus h? What do I do to x plus h? For every x. So I have an x squared here. It's going to be x plus h squared plus 3x plus h plus 2. So remember, you want to simplify as much as possible, which means here I'm going to have to distribute, and here I'm going to have to FOIL. So I'm going to have x plus h, x plus h. Now keep in mind, this square does not mean I square everything. It means that there are two x plus h's. So I'm going to distribute these or FOIL them. We have x squared plus xh, xh. Again, if you need help foiling, you need to come see us in office hours. Combine like terms. I think I'm going a little fast. I'm sorry. Okay. So while you're writing that down, let me explain what I did. I took the x plus h squared, and I created two binomials. Remember, the square means that there are two of these x plus h's, not that I'm just squaring each of the things on the inside. That's this. Then I distributed my 3, which gave me, I did it again, 3x plus 3h plus 2. Let me rewrite that better, sorry. That's an h, sorry. After I distributed, I then FOILed out the x plus h. That gave me x plus 8, x squared plus xh plus xh plus h squared. Then I combine like terms. So this is my f of x plus h. Oh my gosh. Questions? Okay. Step 2. Step 2 says we need to, since nobody is looking in their notes, find the value of f of x plus h minus f of x. So this is all of f of x plus h. So we have h squared plus 2x h plus h squared plus 3x plus h plus 2 minus, what is my f of x? Miss Santana, it's at the top in step 1. Yes, it is at the top in step 1. It is x squared plus 3x plus 2. Now I'm going to distribute. So I have x squared. I'm bringing down everything else like Brian said. And I'm going to cancel and combine like terms. I can cancel out my x squares. I can cancel out my 3x. I can cancel out my 2's. Question? So I'm going to bring down what's left over, 2xh plus xh squared plus 3h. So now this is f of x plus h minus f of x. Step 3 says we need to find f of x plus h over h. So we have 2xh plus h squared plus 3h over h. Joaquin, what do we need to do at this step? Cancel out any h's. So I need to first factor an h out of these. Each of these things have an h. Right? Each of these things have an h. This is why we practice factoring also. So I'm going to factor out the h. So we have 2x plus h plus 3. I took one h out of here. That left me with 2x. I took one h out of here. That left me with just one h. I took one h out of here. That left me with this just 3. And as Joaquin said, we need to cancel out any h's. And the last step, we find the limit. As h approaches 0 of 2x plus h plus 3. How many h's do I have? 1. So how many times am I going to substitute in 0? Just once. So I'm going to have 2x plus 0 plus 3, and that leaves me with 2x plus 3. That is your final answer. All right, I know that was a lot. So